Country roads take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, bouncy mama, take me home. My country roads.
That was big Sarge.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? You're tuned to the Texas Happy Hour. I'm your host, Big Sarge. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you are subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. And that's on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. What's going on, y'all? Did y'all like my rendition of, hey, what is the name of the song? Is it Country Roads or Take Me Home? I don't know. I just know that that's one of my favorite John Denver songs. And let me tell y'all what I found out, right? Let me tell you what I found out. One, I found out that he didn't write the song, and it was actually in Maryland, I think, where they composed it and put it together. He's not talking about West Virginia. He's talking about the western part of Virginia. But it doesn't sound good to say, Western Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. My country roads. You sounding old, Sarge. I know, Mike. I'm old. What the hell you think all this is? Just gray hair. That's exactly what it is. But anyway, listen, I love that song. Country roads take me home to the place. You got to sing it country too. To the place where I belong. West Virginia. That's right, you all. For those of you all who are watching and for those of you all tuned in to on my TikTok live on the Tick and the Talk, I am in West Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, where the Houston Texans are practicing this week at the Greenbrier Sports Performance Center. They're going to practice for the next 4 days, and then they're going to leave and head up to Minnesota as they get prepared to play their first preseason game against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, we know what happened the last time. The Houston Texans was in Minnesota. Wasn't too good. It wasn't good. Matter of fact, look, before I even get there, I'm still having flashbacks of just sitting in that stadium, and all I'm hearing is "Skol, Skol, Skol," and I'm saying to myself, "Wow!" As I'm sure that my wife was sitting in the crowd, just in the stands, just cringed all up because she's a Green Bay Packers fan, so she hated to hear that. And that stadium is loud, very, very, very loud. So yeah, I remember that. Hey, the Texans got skull drug on that day. I'm not gonna even lie to you. The Houston Texans got skull drug against the Minnesota Vikings on that day. They just looked like they couldn't even get it together. Brandon says skull is Norwegian for no playoff wins. Wow. Hey, but look, at least it's a chance for Ed Ingram and Cam Robinson to kind of go back home, get a chance to see their former teammates. I'll get a chance to see some former Texans. Jonathan Grenard is one of my, he's a really good guy. I still keep in contact with Jonathan Grenard. And so I can't wait to have an opportunity to see him. But the Houston Texans are in West Virginia. And you know how sometimes they say the more things change, the more things stay the same? In Houston, that Texans defense has been, look, for lack of a better term, They have been on that offense's ass. They have been giving that offense hell. Like every time you turn around. Now, don't get me wrong, the offense has won some reps, but for the most part, that defense has just been killer. And you would expect that, of course. We've talked about this before on this show. You would expect that because this is a lot of those players' third year in that DeMeco Ryans system. This is a lot of players' second year in that DeMeco Ryans system. And so they have the continuity built. They have the chemistry, the camaraderie built amongst each other. But when you look at what the offensive side of the ball is doing, you know, CJ is learning a brand new offense. They have a brand new offensive coordinator. They have a brand new offensive line. They have brand new wide receivers. They're trying to get it together. And look, I'm not trying to make an excuse for CJ, right? Because we'll get into that in just a second. We'll talk about what I seen. One of the observations that I seen today at practice. But man, that defense, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just like Coach said after practice today, he says he's kind of just ready for them to be able to start the defense to start hitting somebody else. He's ready for his team to compete against somebody else because they are, you know, they're going at each other. And side note, hey, let me tell you something. I tweeted this out and I'm gonna say it again. CJ Gardner-Johnson he never shuts up. He never stops talking, and that's from when he is on the sidelines. You can hear him talking. When he's on the field, you can hear him talking. When they're doing individual drills, you can hear him talking, and he never stops talking. I think that I tweeted this out as well. Was the battle that I didn't know that I would pay to see on a consistent basis that I get to see for free is CJ Gardner-Johnson against tight end Dalton Schultz. And they be bumping. Now, of course, Dalton can't out bump. He can't out talk CJ Gardner-Johnson. And CJ Gardner-Johnson he quick with it. He quick with it. And so he cannot out talk him. But that's the battle that I didn't think that I was going to that I was going to see that I would pay for, you know. Wow. I'm telling you. Hey, look, I ain't gonna even lie. Look, let's keep it a buck. Y'all know how we do it right here at the Texas Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Listen, y'all know how I am. I love trash talking. Hey, look, I'll give a damn. If you want me to stop talking trash, shut me up. Stop me from talking. If you want me to stop talking trash, then stop me from talking trash. What you need to do, beat me. Beat me. Do something to make me shut up to where I can't do anything, where I can't say anything. If not, hey, shut up and take this tongue lashing because I'm going to give you that work. I talk trash. I don't mind trash talking to me. It'll get to me because now it lets me know. If people talking trash to me, that lets me know, oh, shit. If we're actually competing. If I'm actually competing, that lets me know, hey, I ain't doing something I'm supposed to do. I need to step my game up and next time come better because I like to talk trash. I don't like trash talk to me because that lets me know that I'm losing. CJ Gardner-Johnson, you're not finna out-talk him. I have a clip that's going to come out sometime either Monday or early Tuesday morning when I got an opportunity to interview Tim Settle Jr., defensive lineman for the Houston Texans, and I asked him about talking him and who talks the most trash, him or CJ Gardner-Johnson. And just a quick glimpse. He said, CJ is just talking to one person. He said, CD is talking to one person. I'm talking to a group. I'm talking to all of the offensive linemen that's in front of me. I'm talking to every one of them. No matter if I'm talking trash to the person I'm lined up in front of and the person that's two people down from him. I'm talking trash to the whole unit. So I can't wait to put that clip out. But that was one of the observations. I was like, wow, this guy never stops talking. But I will say this, and I'm curious, and I think that I'm going to ask probably Wednesday if I see it again. So Cam Robinson, the left tackle, went down in practice early, right? He went down early in practice, and so they had to shift the line around. And so instead of Titus Howard being at right guard, they moved him back out to right tackle, which, side note, that says a lot. What's up, Queena? That says a lot about how they're feeling about Blake Fisher right now. That says a lot about how they're feeling about Blake Fisher right now, that if Cam Robinson goes down, they move rookie Ariante Ursery from the right tackle position to the left tackle position, put Titus at right tackle, and gives Juice Scruggs some game reps with the first team at right guard. That says a lot about Blake Fisher. And I'm going to go back to what I said earlier, right? What's up, Alexis? What's up, J Mac? What's up, D'Angelo? H-Town Highlights, I see you. I'm going to go back to what I said during OTAs and minicamp. I told you something was off with Blake Fisher. I told you that something did not look right. Outside of the way that he looked as far as physical makeup, I felt like he was too skinny to play that the tackle position, right or left. I said he needed to gain some weight. Remember, we did a whole show on, hey, he got to eat. He needs to eat when they break before training camp. And he came back. You could tell he put on a little bit more weight. But I also told you that his fundamentals were off. It did not matter whether or not they were in pads. His basic fundamentals were off. An offensive lineman coach told me that. I'm not talking about one from the Texans. I'm talking about another offensive lineman coach that I reached out to. He told me that. A former offensive lineman told me that. And I can see that with my own eyes. I don't have to play the position in order to know that you have to have some basic fundamentals. You have to have some basic fundamentals in order to survive at that position. I've watched entirely too many training camps. I've watched entirely too many practices, too many games. Like, I know the basic fundamentals. I've talked with NFL offensive linemen to ask about, okay, so when this happened, what's this happen? This happened. Look, I know a lot of people don't like for this name to be brought up, but I'm going to say it anyway. Former Houston Texans left tackle Laramie Tunsil, who is now with the Washington Commanders. I talk to Laramie every week, once a week. Sit right next to him and just chop it up with him. Or, me, DJ BNMA from ESPN, Jonathan M. Alexander from the Houston Chronicle. Like, we would just sit there and talk. Him and DJ had a better relationship than him and I had, but he always had time for me. I would sit next to him and just talk to him about football, what he see, this and that. And it was off the record, of course. So I know some of the things that are supposed to happen, which is why I said, hey, man, Blake Fisher's fundamentals is off. His basic techniques, he's not even getting out. I don't care that the defense knows the snap count. I don't care that they're not in pads and they can't get physical. He can't get out of his stance. His fundamentals are completely shattered. And so hopefully new offensive line coach Cole Popovich can help him. But it says a lot when you can't even fill in when they move. They would rather move Titus back to that position instead of throwing you in there. Even though you've been running with the second team a lot, they would rather him come in and they would rather move Titus than to have you come in and play that position and let Titus continue to get reps at the right guard position. And so that was just interesting to me. But what I will say is what a welcome sight was this. Hey, let's stop the cap right now. All right, let's just stop it. All right, I was about to cuss, but y'all know I'm trying to be saved, sanctified, and filled with Crown Royal Apple. I'm trying to be a better man, trying to live a better life. You know what I'm saying? Look right here. This not liquor right here. This water, y'all. Look, it's water with some Kool-Aid package in here. It's water, y'all. I'm not drinking while I'm on the job over here. So I'm drinking water. Now, whatever y'all have during the Texas Happy Hour, that's fine with me. But let's stop the cap, y'all. Let's stop it. Titus Howard is a tackle. Titus Howard is a right tackle or Titus Howard is a left tackle. Either way, Titus Howard is a tackle. Point blank, period. He's told you that on more than one occasion. He says, I'm a tackle. I play tackle. Can I play guard? Of course. Throughout his entire football career, starting from Pee Wee all the way up to the NFL, Titus has played every offensive line position. up to and including tight end. He's played every position on that offensive line. Tackle, guard, center. He's played tight end, and he's been a quarterback. Titus Howard was a quarterback in high school. His IQ is very high when it comes to football. And I don't know why a lot of people like to try to talk down on Titus. Titus knows the game. Last year when I was talking to Jerry Patterson, and he was saying he's trying to get acclimated, to playing center, he said the one person that helped me out a lot was having Titus there when they moved him to the left guard. He said Titus helps me out a lot. But Titus is a tackle. I know how I know Titus is a tackle? Because during practice, yes, Will Anderson Jr., I call him a training camp terror. I need to write that down so nobody will steal that. Y'all remember, y'all heard it here first. So when somebody else tries to use it, you heard it right here on the Texas Happy Hour from Big Sarge. And I put that out already. But Will Anderson Jr. is a training camp terror. Will Anderson Jr. was beating the hell out of Ariante Ursery, which is he's supposed to. That's a rookie. Just like what he did to Blake Fisher last year. He's supposed to do rookies like that because he does veterans like that. And he's got to get himself ready. So, yeah, he's beating the hell out of Ariante, but he was also helping him after practice. He beating the hell out of Blake Fisher. They moved him over. He beating the hell out of Cam Robinson. You know who he not beating the hell out of? Say it with me. If you know the song, sing along. Titus Howard, Titus Howard. I'm not saying that Titus is beating Will on every rep. I'm saying it's a good battle. Titus gets him some. Will gets him some. But it's a great battle. That's why I keep saying he's a tackle. Hey, look, I don't know what Nick Caserio sees. I don't know what D'Amico Ryan sees. I don't know what Cole Popovich sees, and I don't know what Nick Cayley sees. I don't know if they just want to get Ariante Ursery into the lineup, and the best place to get him into the lineup is at the right tackle position because Cam Robinson playing left tackle. That's all he can play. He's not a swing tackle. Ursery is a swing tackle. A swing tackle. Blake Fisher is a swing tackle. Titus Howard is a swing tackle, being that they could play the right or the left. Cam Robinson can only play the left side. That's it. That's it. Cam Robinson can only play the left side. He cannot play any other place. Ariante can. He's a swing tackle. Blake Fisher is a swing tackle. Titus Howard is a swing tackle. I don't know what's going to happen with Cam Robinson. Like I said, he got nicked up, and we didn't see him for the rest of practice. We haven't gotten any diagnosis. I don't know what's going on with him. But I will say this, is that I like the fact that Ariante Ursery is getting some run over on that left tackle position, and he has been with the second team, but now with that first unit, he got some run on Monday at practice. So I like that. But Titus Howard is a right tackle. He's a tackle. I keep saying that over and over and over again. He is a tackle. He's not a guard. He's not a guard. He's not a guard. He's not a center. Can he play those positions? Yes. But when you watch him operate from that right tackle position, that's where he is the most effective, is that right tackle. I would even say he's really good at playing left tackle too. You remember when Laramie was out for a significant amount of time? Titus had to play at the left tackle position. He did a good job over there too. But Titus, man, they got to figure this thing out. They got to figure it out. You all remember when I said before OTA started, and I said that Titus should be a captain this year, and the only way that he needs to, it's his time to step it up. Laramie Tunsil is no longer here. It's time for him to step it up and for him to become that leader that the Houston Texans are looking for him to be. But I said they also got to find a way to put him wherever you're going to put him and stick him there. Let him stay there. If that's the right guard position, which he's been playing throughout the entire training camp, if that's the position, okay, I get it. Stick him there. But you can't all of a sudden move him back out to the right tackle position when you have an injury. If you're going to look, I know that he's there. So if you're going to put him at the right tackle position, now you're like, okay, so this week he made practice as a right tackle. Then next week you got to go back to playing right guard, which he's still learning how to play right guard in the NFL. It's not a position he's used to playing, but you got to find somewhere to put him, stick him there, and let him survive. I mean, let him thrive in that position. But he is a tackle. He is a tackle. Titus Howard is a tackle. That's all I'm trying to tell you. He's a tackle. As long as we're on the offensive side of the ball, because, you know, before we leave here, we're going to get to C.J. Stroud. We've got to get to C.J. Stroud. But Xavier Hutchinson, what have I been telling you all? I've been telling you all about Hutch since last season. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the only one that has been talking about Hutch. There's other people, but I'm saying that I think that I have been leading the charge and saying, hey, man, this guy is good, and he's learning from Nico. Like, he sits next to Nico in film study. Anytime he gets an opportunity to pick Nico's brain, he's picking Nico's brain. And so he has been, no matter where, sometimes he's getting first team reps, sometimes he's getting third team reps, sometimes he's getting second team reps, sometimes he's getting first team reps. Like, they're giving him a lot of reps on the field with different quarterbacks running and learning, learning different types of things. But today, through when they were doing the hurry up offense, and I think that they had less than a minute on the clock, and they started, I think, at like the 35 and moving the ball. And he made one hell of a catch to get them to inside the 5-yard line. He made a hell of a catch to get them inside the 5-yard line. Take that back. He made 2 catches during that series. Y'all give me a second. Y'all know I'm old. It takes me some time to remember things. But he made 1 catch to move the chains. He toe tapped it. CJ threw a beautiful pass on the sideline, and he toe tapped it, got out of bounds. The next one, got over here on the sideline, caught the ball, bam, got out. Now, unfortunately, Azeez Al-Shaair killed the drive. Side note, y'all keep wondering why I keep talking about how important it was for Azeez to be at that Cover 1 elite training camp in Puerto Rico with Derek Stingley Sr., which is Derek Stingley Jr., of course, his father. Derek Stingley Jr. was there. Kamari Lassiter was there. Kalen Bullock was there. Jalen Petrie was there. And all of those are defensive backs. And then you had your linebacker in Azeez Al-Shaair there. They're learning he wanted to learn to be better in coverage. So that's why you heard me ask Derek Stingley about it. That's why you heard me ask Kamari Lassiter about it. That's why you seen me put the quote out on social media when I talked to Derek Stingley Sr. about Azeez coming there. And I think Azeez just in training camp alone, he probably had like about 3 interceptions. He should have about at least 6. I would say at least 6. He's putting himself in a really good position to either make the play as far as taking the ball away or pass breaking the pass up. And he is learning. He is learning what he needs to do, and it's good because that's what training camp is for. That's what training camp is for. Training camp is for you to be able to, to get these things, to work out the kinks, to figure out what you're doing wrong. But yeah, Azeez killed that whole drive. So overall, the offense got their ass whooped. Sorry. Overall, the offense just did not look good. The offense, they had their moments. The first 2 drills, the defense was killing them. The defense. I'm going to put out a clip here because Aaron Wilson from KPRC 2 News Houston, a lot of you all who follow any Texans content knows who Aaron Wilson is. Aaron Wilson also covered the Baltimore Ravens in their heyday. Aaron Wilson covered the Baltimore Ravens when they won Super Bowls, when they had their most dominant defense. And last week I asked him on camera, does he think that this Texans defense can come close, not be. Let me make sure I say that because I don't want my words misconstrued. I did not ask him if he thinks that this Texans defense could be the Ravens defense. I did not. That's not what I asked him. I asked him, do they remind him? Are there any? Does the Texans defense that he's seeing right now remind him of anything that he's seen with when the Ravens defense was, kicking butt and taking names? I ain't cussing no more. I didn't cuss too much. I asked him that, and I'm gonna put the answer out on social media. And so this defense, man, this defense. Let me take a look at my notes. Yeah, this defense. So during the first team drill, Will Anderson had 2 sacks, right? Will Anderson had 2 sacks. And the second sack that he got so close to CJ that CJ hit the ground. And Coach D'Amico Ryan screamed out, "Hey man, stay away from my quarterback." And that, which is something that he had said in the press conference last week, where he's like, "Will, I had to tell him, hey man, you got to make sure that you stay away from my you have to stay away from my quarterback." And so that's what he screamed out today. "Hey man, stay away from my quarterback." And so Will is being a terror. Daniil, the defensive tackles, like I'm seeing a lot from Sheldon Rankins. I'm seeing a lot from Mario Edwards and what they're doing. Of course, you got the defensive backfield. You got C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's just talking up a storm. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, CD. All right, let me just show. He likes to be called CD, so I'm gonna call him CD. CD got an interception, a pick 6 today off C.J. Ran it back and started doing the cabbage patch. Now, some of you are too young to know what the cabbage patch is, so I'm gonna need you to Google that, or ask whatever chat GPT you use to describe what the cabbage patch is to you. Make sure, man, you might be able to YouTube it. You might be able to YouTube it, and you'll see, some things on how to do the cabbage patch. But the majority of the defense joined him in the end zone to do the cabbage patch. That pick 6 was nice. I'm not going to even lie. It was nice. Someone in the chat was talking about, I heard the defense threw an exotic coverage against the starting offense. Yes, surely did. Surely did. And it was something that I seen when they were warming up in the when they was going through individual drills, when the defensive linemen was doing their individual drills with Rod Wright, the defensive line coach, and I seen something that I hadn't seen before. And I said to myself, wait, whoa. Wait a minute. And then they did it again when they got the total defense together, when the defense were doing their individual groups. And I said, and I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm just looking and I'm saying to myself, oh, that's going to kill some teams if that's what they're going to do. If they're going to do that, they're going to kill some teams with that look. And they are, But back to what I was saying, that defense was a terror. Let me see. Do I have anything else that I want to? Hey, Woody Marks did not have a bad day. And they didn't even use him out of the backfield as far as catching out of the backfield. But Woody Marks did not have a bad day. Woody Marks is starting to learn. Oh, man, my lights just went out. Hold on, y'all. Good. There we go. Because, I can't be up here. They like to make dark jokes. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Got the lights back. But Woody Marks did not have a bad practice at all. I like what I see. Now, don't get me wrong. His runs came far and few between with that defense. But he did have a pretty decent practice. What else do I have? Do I have anything else before I jump to what we're really going to talk about? And then I'm going to get up out of here because I got a lot of work that needs to be done. Give me a second. I'm going to have to bring my other light down here because for tomorrow's show, I think I'm going to have to bring my other light. I got a brand new light that I want to use. So, all right. Once again, You tuned into the Texas Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Make sure you go to www.hallfamilyestates.com. They say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that's the closest thing to it. All right, so let's just go ahead and let me move all that stuff out the way. Put my water right here. Let's go ahead and get to this thing, all right? So, yes, we've been hearing this narrative about C.J. Stroud, right? Let me take this. I need to brush my hair, but I also need to be seen. Now, that don't look right. Hold on for a second. Put my hair back on. All right. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Queen or Alexis, somebody give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. What's up, Mile in that cognac? All right, so just do it like that because the lighting in here is terrible. Y'all can tell I'm not in my studio back home. All right, so okay. So this narrative about C.J. Stroud, right? This narrative about C.J. Stroud in the camp he's been having. Has C.J. Stroud been having a good camp? No. Oh, side note. Texas Tangents. Hey, I'm sorry. For those of y'all who are watching on TikTok and for those of y'all who are in the chat right now, I'm sorry. I got to stop and I got to do this. Texas Tangents. I got your message to special teams coordinator Frank Ross. You need to hit me up on Twitter. Can y'all still hear me? I listen. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm having some connection issues, and I don't know. They're saying that I'm having some connectivity issues. Okay, so real quickly, Texas Tangents, you need to hit me up. Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end in the on Twitter. You need to hit me up. We need to have a conversation. I have a message for you from Frank Ross, from Special Teams Coordinator Frank Ross. I have a message for you, but I don't want to say it here because this message is specifically for you. It's specifically for you, Texas Tangents, and nobody else. Now, after I give you the message, and if you want to share it with us, I don't have no issue or no problem with that. But it's my job and my responsibility to make sure that I give you this message from Frank Ross. I have to give you this message. So just hit me up. Just hit me up so I can make sure that you get this message. You got to hit me up. This message is specifically for you. All right. Now, so back to what we're saying. Yes, has CJ Stroud been struggling this camp? Yes, he has. Have we been watching CJ Stroud struggle? Yes. Does he look like the old CJ Stroud what we're used to seeing? No. That has been reported over and over again. No, CJ is not hurt. CJ is not hurt. CJ is not suffering from any, lingering injury. CJ isn't, there's nothing wrong with CJ's throwing arm. That defense has been pressuring him like no other. That defense has been on him like no other. So yes, CJ has not had a good CJ has not had a good training camp thus far. He's had some good moments, but he hasn't had an overall good day where you just say, damn, the offense stood out. He has not. He has not. And so I've been watching training camp, right? I've watched training camp. I've watched practice. I watched training camp. I watched practice from the Methodist Training Center, right? From the Methodist Training Center, in the bubble, outside the bubble, watching, right? But today, right? Today, yes, Alexis, he did have a bad. Alexis says, didn't he have a bad training camp his rookie year? Yes, and that's one of the things where I'm going, Alexis. That's exactly where one of the places that I'm going. So let's start there, right? When CJ first came into the league, he was a rookie learning how to play in the NFL, also learning from a first-year offensive coordinator So everything had to, okay, CJ is adjusted. CJ is getting used to playing quarterback in the NFL. And so, yes, you could tell that his rookie year, he struggled. His rookie year, he struggled in training camp. So coming into training camp, that's one of those things where you're just like, okay, you got to give it to him. He's a rookie. He's going to learn. Year 3, CJ is looking like that again because now you have him in his 3rd year, but it's almost like he's a rookie again because he's learning this offense, right? And if you see the title of this show, it says defense teaching Stroud in real time. So he's learning in real time. So yes, it's a lot of similarities to when he was a rookie. But here's the thing. When CJ was a rookie, I didn't have a view of what I had on Monday. The view I had on Monday was a view I've never had in training camp. I've never been able to be behind CJ and watch him operate watching him operate as I'm looking on and looking at and seeing what he's seeing in real time. On Monday, I had an opportunity to actually see for the first time what CJ sees. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a quarterback. I've never played quarterback in the NFL. But the closest thing I ever came to playing quarterback in the NFL is on Madden, right? So, but I see things. I seen things on Monday that made me say, "Oh hell!" Now I see why CJ's struggling. I see why CJ is having a hard time on some of these reps. Don't get me wrong. He wins some reps. Had a great pass to Noel. We talked about the one to Hutchinson. He threw a beautiful dime to Brevin Jordan, and Brevin Jordan dropped it like a beautiful dime. Brevin had gotten into the seams. CJ hit him in stride. Brevin just dropped the pass. So he's not just out there looking like crap. He's learning in real time. I had an opportunity on Monday to finally see and look at some of the things that CJ sees, and I said to myself, there it is. There it is. Because if I had to put myself in CJ's shoes as I'm watching, and I'm saying to myself, okay, bam, if I'm CJ, what am I seeing? Gotcha. The thing that should excite you, Texans fans, the thing that should excite you is by, I want to say, the second preseason game. After the second preseason game, you should see CJ Stroud being CJ Stroud. Now, he may not be. I'm going out on a limb and I'm saying he should be, because I've watched CJ play for 2 years and I know how he is. CJ's a person that never unlearns. So, yes, he's throwing a lot of interceptions in training camp so far. Yes, he's thrown he's thrown a lot of interceptions in training camp. He's thrown a lot of pass breakups. He's thrown some bad passes on some miscommunications between him and the wide receiver. But what I saw on Monday, I said to myself, thank you. I finally get to see what CJ's seeing. And I finally get a chance to see what CJ sees on a consistent basis. And Larry, what's up, Doc? Dr. Larry Payton asked, any clean pockets? Yeah, he had some clean pockets too. He had some clean pockets. But even with the clean pockets, this is the thing. As I'm watching, and I'm looking at what CJ's looking at. And mind you now, let me preface my statement by saying this. I don't know what the offensive call is. I don't know what they're installing. I don't know what they're trying to run. I don't know what they're trying to do. All I'm doing is just looking at it as if I'm a quarterback looking for the open receiver. CJ drops back. And then everything, of course, starts to move. He's getting pressure, right? Of course, he's getting pressure. And he's going up against a very, very good top 5 defensive backfield and a very good linebacker core. But there's certain times that the wide receiver, tight end, or whatever, bam, bam, would break open. And you can see CJ want to throw the ball, but then he doesn't. And I said, oh, because that's Christian Kirk. And Christian Kirk breaks open, but he still doesn't have that connection with Kirk that he's trying to develop and build in real time. And this defense is pressuring him. Bam, or bam, he drops back and he sees Nico, and he could force it into Nico and Nico make the play or whatever the case may be. He could force it into Nico, but that ain't what the play is designed to do. So he could force it into Nico. And by the time CJ goes to his progressions, CJ sometimes doesn't have an opportunity to get to his second read when that offense when that defense is coming at him. But if he can get to that second read, that's when you see him operating. But as I'm watching what he's watching, I learned that what CJ is doing is processing. He's processing. And whatever play they're calling, whether it's an interception, whether it's a pass breakup, whether it's an incomplete, whether he has to take the ball out and run out of the pocket. When he drops back, you can see. Because if anybody has watched CJ Stroud, they know that there's certain passes that CJ loves. There's certain passes they know that CJ can make. But he's also learning a brand new offensive system. So he's dropping back, and if this was his third year in Bobby Slowick's offense, you'd probably see better battles between the offense and the defense, because that's one of the advantages outside of having a lot of talent on that side of the ball. That's one of the things that the defense has over them. They have that continuity. They have that playing together. They have that moving as one unit. Like, I talked to Tim Selder Jr. on Monday, and we talked about them moving as a unit. They're moving as a unit. What the offense is doing, the offense is learning to move as a unit. And so CJ is learning in real time. So as I'm sitting behind him and I'm watching the snaps that he takes, and then I move over to the side, and here we have we're closer so we can see, and there's nothing really blocking. So it's almost like how when they have open practice at the Methodist Training Center, how the fans get a chance to see. We're on the media side. We can't see because the players are blocking us. So we're steady trying to get the best angle that we can get. We try to move, and there's only so far we can go before security will stop us. But at Greenbrier, where we are, we're right there. We can either look from the stands and I can watch from there, or I can go to the side and they have this hill. So now you're looking down on practice. So now I'm seeing, and that changed a lot for me. That changed a lot for me when I looked at this offense and I said, oh, I got it. I get it now. Of course, yes. The narrative is the offense is getting their butts kicked by the defense. I can't tell anybody how to give their observations. I don't listen. When I'm out there with other media members, I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know what they're looking at. I don't know what they're looking for. I don't know what they're observing. They have their own things that they're observing. So when you see them say something, that's what they observe. It's not a he's right and I'm wrong and I'm right and he's wrong. These are just what we're observing. You guys, there's one, as I'll tell you right now, there's one media member out there that the only thing he's looking at is the line. He's looking at the offensive line. He's looking at the defensive line. He doesn't care about anything else. He's focused primarily on watching the line. That ain't me. I'm not out there primarily focused on the line, because I watch the line one play, then I watch the linebackers, then I'm trying to see what the running backs are doing. The next play or the next, I say I'm just totally focusing on the tight ends, Like I'm trying to get an overall picture. That's just me. I'm trying to get an overall picture on what's happening. So as I digress, when I'm watching CJ from a different view, when I'm able to see exactly what CJ is seeing, and of course, from a fan's perspective, what I mean by fan is a fan of football. From a fan of football perspective, from somebody who, yes, who plays the game, who played the game, not at the highest level like that, but I played the game, I studied the game, I watched the game, I know what to look for. I know what to look for, outside of hearing what the play call and what was supposed to be installed. So I'm looking and I'm saying, oh, now I get it. Now I get it. CJ is processing and learning in real time. Someone in the chat asked me, hold on. J Rock asked me, is the game speed too much for him right now? No, it isn't the game speed. It isn't the game speed at all for CJ Stroud. It's I'm learning a new system. I have a new play caller. I'm learning my new offensive lineman. I'm learning my new wide receivers. But CJ is one of those people. CJ is one of those people. And I'll tell you like this. I can tell that CJ is in learning mode. Don't they have that on Madden? Don't Madden have a learning mode or something? Don't Madden have like a practice mode that you go and you learn things? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I have not played Madden since probably 2012. I ain't played Madden in 13 years. So I don't know if they still have that or not. But I think Madden has, when I used to play, they had a practice mode. CJ's in practice mode. And this is the time to be in practice mode because you're in training camp and you're learning with trial by fire because your defense is not letting up. But one of the things that let me know CJ is in learning mode is to end practice. CJ threw an interception. Well, this didn't end practice. This ended the starters. This ended the starters drill. They had drove all the way down, got inside the 5-yard line, and CJ threw an interception to Azeez Al-Shaair. And as the defensive running, they running, and then some of them turned around and started talking trash to CJ. And CJ just like he didn't really talk trash to him. He didn't respond. He just like shaking his head, all right, like saying good stuff. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, he's definitely in learning mode because CJ likes to talk trash too, and he will talk trash to you. But he knows that right now the defense has the upper hand. But once he gets fluid in this offense, he's going to talk trash. I can't wait until later on in training camp when the battle is between him and CJ Gardner-Johnson. I can't wait until the battle is between him and CJ Gardner-Johnson because that's where that trash talking is going to take that next level and that next step. Because one thing that CJ loves to do, he loves to compete. And he knows that right now the defense is getting the best of him. The defense is getting the best of him, but he's in that training mode. So I'm saying that to say this. Like I said, I got another look. I got a better look here. And that's the one thing that I told you all. I think I told you all this about 2 weeks ago. I said, I can't wait to get to Greenbrier because it's going to be different. I know that I'm going to see some different things. I know that I'm going to be able to observe some different things because they're away from everything. They're away from the fans. They're away from the cameras. They're away from all the hustle and bustle. And now they're here. And now I knew from last season last year during training camp when we went to Ohio and I got a chance to watch from a whole different perspective. They're doing totally different things here just in day one that I've seen throughout all 6 open camps, open training camps, open to the fans. They're doing totally different things. That's why earlier we talked about an exotic package that we seen on defense. Hell, I seen some offensive stuff today that I was like, oh, this is new. I haven't seen that before. But getting that new view of how and what CJ's seeing, I said, okay, I get it now. This is some of the things that I haven't been able to see. This is some of the things that I haven't been able to see. This is some of the things that I think some of the other media members hadn't gotten a chance to see. And I don't know if everybody shares my observation, but this is my observation. And I'm saying CJ gonna be all right. CJ is going to be all right. I know that the narrative is going to be that the sky is falling and CJ is having a terrible camp. If we're judging it by CJ Stroud standards, he's having a terrible camp. He is. He's throwing multiple interceptions. He's thrown into coverage. There's been a lot of pass breakups. There's been a lot of sacks on him. And let me talk about the sacks real quick. Yes, that is due to the fact that defensive line is getting pressure. That is due to the fact that defensive line is getting to CJ Stroud. They're getting to him quickly. But some of the sacks I've seen CJ take is he takes the sack, right? He's taking the sack because he sees what he needs to see. The drop back, and he sees what he needs to see. But by that time, the pressure is already on him. And if he had one more second, because I can see it in his movements today. Like even when he got sacked by Will, right? He dropped back, and of course he knows Will is coming because he's very aware of who he's playing against. So he's coming back, he's dropped back, and you can see as soon as he wanted to release the ball, Will had already gotten to him. So if he had another millisecond, right? He just had another second, he would have been able to get that ball out, and it would have been a completion. So if that offensive line can hold this defensive line up, like at least it gives CJ, all CJ needs as he's learning this offense is one more second. Just one more second. One, maybe 2 more seconds. Just give him 1 or 2 more seconds because he is a quarterback that knows how to read defenses. 1. He is a quarterback that knows how to read the field. 2. And that's not an easy thing to do. We know that. Everybody has been talking about it. Everybody knows. And that defense came back and they're better than they were last year. Everybody knows that that's easier said than done. Hey, CJ need about another second or 2. Well, hell, the only way CJ gonna get that is if DeMeco Ryan say, hey, slow down for a second. Let him complete the play. Hold on for a second. Let him get through. That's going to come from DeMeco. But if DeMeco don't say that, if DeMeco doesn't say that, then he's not going to have that time. But it's also helping him learn on the fly. And like I said, the defense is teaching Stroud in real time. Now it's also teaching him, I need to make quicker decisions. And what I mean by making quicker decisions is you got to learn this playbook. Once you learn this playbook, everything is going to come second nature. So as he goes along, because remember now, they're only 10 practices in, 10, 11 practices in right now. This is as much as these 10, 11 practices that he had. This is as much application as he has been able to use as far as this defense, is learning this playbook is concerned. He's 11 days in to applying this offensive playbook that he learned, that he got when Nick Caley was hired. Remember now, we're in August. CJ probably got that playbook back in May, maybe? Probably got it in May. wasn't able to put it into application until training camp. OTAs, cool. Mini camp, cool. Training camp, all right. Pads, oh shit. We need to get it done. And so I just want the Texans fans to know, right? I just want you Texans fans to know, like, don't panic. Yes, the narrative that you're going to hear, is CJ is struggling. I've said CJ is struggling in the past. Leading up to today, I said today. Stop saying today, Sarge. Leading up to Monday, I said, man, CJ's struggling. But then as I got a chance to look, I said, now I see why. So if you Texans fans could just be patient, just be patient with him, right? Just be patient. I don't know how many reps he's going to get on Saturday when they play the Minnesota Vikings. I know that he's probably going to get a lot of reps when they play against the Carolina Panthers because of the way that the new preseason schedule is. You remember it used to be 4 games, and in that third game, you'll see them play like a half. Like you'll see them like a half in the first series of the third quarter, and then they'll get out, and then that last game they wouldn't play at all. So I'm looking at the second preseason game against the Carolina Panthers, where they're also going to have a joint practice. They're also going to have a joint practice with the Carolina Panthers next Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me, before that preseason game. And by that time, I think we should see something a little bit different, something a little bit better from this offense. And then in that game, but then that last game when they play against Detroit, they're going to do a joint practice with Detroit, and I don't think that he's going to get those reps leading into the first game against the Los Angeles Rams. And so the only thing that I came here to say was, just pump your brakes for a second. Listen to what's being said. Listen to what other people are saying as far as, what they're observing. And then, take it how you take it. Even with me, you may have been listening to this whole thing, this whole diatribe that I just had about CJ Stroud. And you could be like, yeah, Sarge, that's BS to me. I respect it. If it's BS to you, I respect it. I can only give you what I see. And on the Texans Happy Hour, that's what I come to do. I come to give my observations on what I've seen in training camp. Okay, so what is this? Oh, we have detected inactivity. How you detect inactivity in my live? Bingo! Big Sarge is back. Woohoo! Hey, y'all, I'm trying a new thing on the Tick and the Talk. I'm going live over there as well. So, yeah, Texas fans, no need to get yourself all riled up. No need to get yourself all riled up. And damn, it's almost 8 o'clock. No need to get yourself all riled up and in the tizzy about your franchise quarterback. He gonna be all right. And he still has Joe Mixon to come back. And think about it. Nico is learning his system. Hutch, Higgins, Noel, Kirk, Stover, all of them are still learning his system. So just give it time. Just give it time. You know what it's like? Then migrated to the ticky tacky. You know what it's like? It's like when you go to a new job, right? When you go to a new job and in your first 90 days, you got to learn. Or if you want to use it in a different term, a different way, if you've worked on a job, say you worked on a job for 2 years. All right, let's do it this way. Let's just say you've been working on a job for 2 years, and in that 2 years, you worked under a supervisor. And you knew all the supervisors, all their ways, how they want to get things done, their tendencies, their habits, the good things about them, the bad things about them, what makes them happy, what pisses them off, what they expect from you, as far as what you need to do. You've learned that for 2 straight years. And then your supervisor either gets fired or moves on, and now you get a brand new supervisor. So now those things that you used to do with your old supervisor, you can't. You probably could shoot the crap with your old supervisor, and this new supervisor's like, yeah, I don't play that way. When we at work, we at work. If you want to shoot the crap, we can go to happy hour. But when we at work, we at work. Yeah, but I used to shoot the crap with the. Yeah, we ain't doing that. That's not me. All right, so yeah, so this is how we're gonna get this done. Well, with the old supervisor, this is how we used to get things done. Well, that's how y'all used to get things done under his program and his plan, and that's how you all were effective under him. This is the way that I want to be effective. I'll bring it closer to home. In the Army, they rotate out commanders and first sergeants a lot. So whatever you were able to, to do under your first sergeant, your command sergeant major, your battalion commander, your company commander, your battalion commander, whatever you were able to get away with, not get away with. Let me excuse me. Whatever the tendencies are, tendencies and work habits that you had with this one, when this new one comes in, they're totally different. And so that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it is when it comes to CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud came in and he only, for the last 2 years, he's only known one way as far as the offense is concerned, and that was the Bobby Slowick way. He learned Bobby's tendencies, he learned Bobby's habits, he learned what he could do, he learned what he couldn't do. He learned the play calling style of Bobby Slowick. He knew what worked, what didn't work. He knew exactly, by second year, he knew exactly what he needed to do. Now, the way that the process worked out in that second year was a lot that had to do with Bobby and not a lot that had to do with him. Don't get me wrong, CJ is to blame for some of the miscues and some of the games that were played last season. Now, I'm not putting that all on Bobby. CJ has to take some responsibility for that as well, and he has taken responsibility. He has, on the record, taken responsibility for that, but he got used to Bobby. Well, Nick Caley, and I'm gonna tell you all something. Nick Caley and Bobby Slowick are two totally different people. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Nick Caley and Bobby Slowick are two totally different people. Whereas Bobby is very analytical, Nick Caley is very hands-on. I don't care what the numbers say. I need to see it. I don't care if the numbers, the analytics says we should do this. Hell no, this is what we're gonna do. He's very vocal, way more vocal than Bobby was. Bobby is somebody you sit down and talk about your 401k with. Bobby is somebody you sit down and talk about your investments with. Nick Caley is somebody you sit down with and you have a beer and you chop it up with them. Both of them are looking for the same results. They're just trying to go about it go about it a different type of way. With Bobby Slowick, he might prefer wine. Nick Caley prefers beer. CJ doesn't drink, as far as I know. CJ just doesn't drink. But if he did, it's the equivalent to having wine with Bobby and beer with Nick. They're two totally different people. They're two totally different people. And CJ is in his third year learning a brand new person. He don't know Nick Caley. He's learning Nick Caley like everybody else is learning Nick Caley. He's learning who Nick Caley is on the fly as well. He knew who Bobby was. He had to learn who Bobby was on the fly his rookie year, but by the second year, he got it. So now, I don't know what this offense is going to look like this season. I've never seen Nick Caley call an offensive play in the NFL. I don't know what it's going to look like. All I know is that if Nick Caley is the offensive coordinator next year, we're going to be talking about this training camp and CJ Stroud totally different. Training camp is going to be totally different. And now we're going to say, hey, man, they was a top 5 defense last year. They going to have to step it up because CJ is ripping them to shreds. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is be patient. I don't want you all to jump the gun and think that CJ is this horrible quarterback, or that there's any, if there's any hangover or anything from last season that is coming over into training camp. That is not it. That's not it. CJ does not have any of that last season in him. So, in the immortal words of the narcissistic poet Aaron Rodgers, RELAX. Relax. Don't get yourself caught up in reading all this stuff on social media, or hearing all this stuff on the radio, or watching on these YouTube channels and things like that. If you're listening to Sarge, Sarge ain't never led you wrong. Sarge ain't never led you down a bad path or a bad road. Sarge keep it 100 right here. Give it time. And if you give it time and it doesn't work, then let's come back and discuss it. Let's come back and discuss it. But what I'm telling you now, from what I've seen, just, just relax. All right, TikTok family, it's been real. I'll see you all tomorrow, as I will start doing more of these TikToks. Make sure you follow me right here on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. I will go live for the people who are not following me on Twitter, or not following in the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast or YouTube channel. I would love for you to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Texas Tailgate Talk, all one word, because there's a lot of great things. Hey, matter of fact, before you even hit subscribe, just go over there and look at some of the content that I put out. I got some exclusive content that I'm about to upload. I got an opportunity to speak with D'Amico Ryans on Saturday. And one thing I like about talking about D'Amico is I like talking to him off camera, just recording him. But he gave me, I had to get this one question on camera. And I'm going to post that video on my YouTube channel on Texas Tailgate Talk, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. And I want you to go over there and I want you to look at it. And I'm gonna give you this little teaser. For as good of a player as D'Amico was in high school, good of a player as he was in college, for good as a player as he was in the NFL. Did y'all know growing up, D'Amico wasn't going to play football at first? Y'all know D'Amico was scared to play football? I don't think nobody knew that, right? Y'all didn't? Go on over to the YouTube page, subscribe, and when I put that out, y'all make sure that y'all see that. Hey, Twitter family, YouTube family, y'all hold on for a second. We got to say bye to the Tick and the Talk. I really appreciate you all. For those of y'all who are new here, let me say this. I say this to my family, my supporters over here all the time. Time is the most valuable possession that an individual possesses. And for you to spend that with me, something that you'll never get back, that time, you'll never be able to get back the time that you spent with me, I appreciate that. I appreciate you giving me your valuable possession for however long it was, and that was your time. So please, please, please come back. We all family over here. They'll tell you we're all family. We are family. Oh, yeah, I'm crazy too. Appreciate it. Yeah. Is that how that go? Woohoo! Go live now when your videos are trending. All right, y'all. Okay. Stay right there. Do not leave. Do not leave. Do not leave. I got to do the outro. And then I'm coming back because y'all know I got to read y'all. Y'all know I got to read the comments. Don't leave. I'm coming back. I'm getting to the comments. Do not leave. Don't leave. You've been tuning to the Texas Happy Hour, sponsored by the Hall Family Estates. Make sure you go to www.hallfamilyestate for all your winery needs. They say you can't buy happiness, but you can buy wine, and that's the closest thing to it. Make sure you follow me on the app formerly known as Twitter at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Follow me on the Tick and the Talk at Big Sarge Media. Make sure you're subscribed to the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and YouTube channel, all one word, Texas Tailgate Talk. Hell yeah. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at Big Sarge Sports with a Z at the end. Because you know we do everything for the gram. And I will see you right back here live tomorrow. Country roads, take me home to the place I'm out. That was Big Sarge. All right, y'all, we back. Can y'all hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me or not. Can you hear me? 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 Let me get in the comments. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Okay, appreciate that. 1 second. I got it. Look, I got some maintenance I need to do. Hold on. Hello, wife. You are on live on the Texans Happy Hour.
Okay.
Oh, you doing Peloton?
Yep.
Get it, get it, get it, get it. Ooh, 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 ooh. You doing Peloton on the bike. I bet your booty look good. Anyway, I'm going to call you. I'm going to call you when this show is over, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Shoot. Hey, her booty look good to me. Especially when she be doing Peloton. She be in there. I be, whoa. Sorry. All right, y'all. All right. Come on now. Y'all know I ain't going to forget about y'all. Let's hop in these comments. Texas on 3. What's going on? Hey, Mike. When does he graduate, Mike? When does your son graduate? Hey, Mike. You know I can. Zach. Keep your head down. You got this. Let's see. H-Town Highlight said, I think CJ going against a top 3 defense in the league is only going to make him better, but it does seem like he's taking more chances, threading the needle on some passes and throwing a lot of interceptions. I can see that, H-Town Highlights. Glad you are here, D'Angelo. What up, Queena? J-Mac, Alexis. Fish is so leggy. Oh, you're talking about Blake Fisher. He's a year younger than Ursery, and he still looks like a rook. Plus the mental mistakes. Clock is ticking. Man. Ashley Knuckles, what's going on? J-Rock. J-Mac said, yes, he is. He's talking about when I said Titus is a tackle, not a guard. Say it with us. Titus Howard is a tackle. Plagiarizing podcasters. No, Trent Brown is not back yet. But J-Mac, but even when he comes back, you know what? Hey, y'all drop it in the chat. What are y'all expecting from Trent Brown? I know what I'm expecting. But y'all tell me what are y'all expecting from Trent Brown? L-Dub Start Cam until the rookie is ready. Same they did with Dwayne Brown way back when. Somebody's gonna have to. Hey, y'all gonna have to catch me up on that because I wasn't watching the Texans like that when Dwayne Brown was here. Like I watched, but I wasn't watching like that. Like I watched, but because I, wasn't a Texans fan, I wasn't watching the nuances and intricacies of everything that was going on. So can somebody explain that to me? Senior Bubbly. Now West Virginia is just like Compton. Hey, Doc, they don't know nothing about that. But do you think the offense is at least preseason ready? All right, D'Angelo, let me stop right there. Preseason ready. When you say preseason ready, right? When you say, do I think that the offense is at least preseason ready? Which preseason game? Drop that in the chat. Let me know which preseason game you're talking about. Duke, what's going on? Man, Big Sarge ass went on ETS league. Been ghost. Hey, man, I'm here. I've been here. I just had to get ready to come up to here to West Virginia, man. Which, by the way, is a lot more urban than I thought it would be. I didn't know how urban it would be, but it's a lot more urban than I thought it would be. All right. Yes, Abigail, they did. They did. Scott Green said, I know the Cabbage Patch. Who is Chubby Fingers? You gotta tell me who Chubby Fingers is. Abigail says they should play Marks on the starting offense, start rotating guys so CJ can develop chemistry with others. Okay. D'Angelo says Woody Marks is going to be a secret weapon. DP was on the side practicing today. He was on the side with the guys who are rehabbing, so he wasn't there. Miles and that cognac, what's going on? Let me hop down here. Let me see. Don't forget Texas Tangent. Don't forget. Yep, that's exactly what we discussed too, Alexis. Let me see what else we got here. Alexis says that actually excites me. I have a feeling he's going to have a really good year. She's talking about CJ Stroud, and I'm talking about what I've seen in practice. It's the point in camp when it's time to hit somebody that's not your teammate. Hey, Senior Boble, it's funny you said that. I think I mentioned it during the show. That's exactly what D'Amico said. Exactly what D'Amico said. Let me see. J-Rock, we talked about that. What's good, Tay? Duke say, glad we didn't have a third season of BS. What's the interaction between Joe Mixon and backs 2, 3, and 4? Very good, from what I'm hearing. From what I'm hearing, Joe Mixon is still a part of everyday activity, except being out there on the field. He's not. I didn't see Joe Mixon here either, so I don't know if he's here rehabbing. I think the only person that people I seen today was Irv Smith. I seen Irv Smith, Damian Pierce, Christian Harris. What's good, D Skills? Bell out of Trey, baby. Hey man, I'm gonna need you to stay out of my my text messages, man. I'm gonna need you to stay out of my text messages and my show prep. How you know? Who told you? Did Cody tell you that? How you know that's what we playing? Yes. Now that the cat is out of the bag, you are going to get Cody as a special guest when we play Detroit. Let me see. The defense is doing a lot of talking during this training camp. I saw a celebration dance that I've never seen before. They doing a lot of talking. So I had an opportunity. I'm glad you said that, D Skills. When you look at the recap that I'm about to upload, I had DJ Bieneme from ESPN. Him and I did the recap from training camp today. And that's the one thing that we highlighted and we harped on was, the trash talking. And to give you a little preview, DJ said that he misses having players like Joe Mixon. He misses having players like Joe Mixon and Stephon Diggs, who's now with the Patriots, who would have been out on the field, talking trash back to the defense. But my thing is this. You got to do something. You got to produce in order to talk trash, or unless it's just empty noise. Like if you're not producing, you just talking trash to be talking trash. It's the equivalent to a basketball team being down by 30 points and somebody get a breakaway windmill, the other team get a breakaway windmill dunk and take the score down to 28, and he gets the dunk and he starts talking trash, and then all they do is just point to the scoreboard. Be like, you're getting your head busted, bruh. Like, cool. Now it's not 30. It's 28. Look at that. Just point to the scoreboard. That's how I feel it is. No matter, look, they could have some of the biggest trash talkers in the world on the offensive side of the ball. If you're not producing, what are you talking trash for? The defense is talking trash because they're producing. The defense is talking trash because they're out there and they're making trash talking plays. If you ain't making no trash talking plays, you can't talk trash. The offense is going to need some big plays against that defense so they can start talking trash too. It isn't, the offense that doesn't lack confidence, but they can't talk no trash. It would look crazy. What do you think CJ Gardner-Johnson is going to say if Dalton Schultz is talking trash to him and he ain't caught a pass the whole practice? Just not going to work. Is Fisher really doing that bad? From what's being reported, he isn't getting many reps with the ones, and even with the injury, he's still behind Ursa. Tay, I think you got to the show a little bit later on. We went through that exactly. We went through that. We went through that. Yes, it's mental for Blake Fisher right now too. So that's what he's gonna have to do. It's mental for him. How is the running game? All the clips look awful. Yeah. That running game ain't doing too hot. Woody Marks had some good runs on Monday, but that running game, no. That running game needs a lot of help. A lot. A lot. Dang, I didn't bring my roster with me. I may have a roster here. Y'all give me a second. I got to pour me some more water. Hold on. Y'all give me a second. I have a roster in here. I'm not giving that roster away. Dang it. Do I have it in my pocket? Nope. I left it in the room. Whatever number 72 is, I can't remember who that is. Is that Zach Thomas? Y'all give me a second. Y'all know I gotta look. Let me log in. I think that's who that is. Offense. Who is number 72? Jalen. What did I say? Zach? Hell, why did I think that why did I think that was a white middle linebacker? My bad, y'all. Ain't that who Zach Thomas is? That's who he is, right? Zach Thomas. Mario Edwards beat Jalen Thomas. Mario Edwards beat Jalen Thomas so bad on a play on Monday that I was like, hey, you got to fight back. I don't know how you're going to get your lick back, but you got to get your lick back. When I tell you Mario Edwards broke through that line and hit, who was the running back? Was it British Brooks? It was either British Brooks, maybe J.J. Taylor. I couldn't really see the number. I wasn't paying attention to the running back. But it was almost as if Mario Edwards knew the play, the snap count, and he was determined to get to where it needed to be. When I tell you sheesh. I felt bad for Jalen Thomas. I'm saying to myself, bro, you got to get your lick back some way, somehow. And that was a running play. So, yeah, no, that running play that run did not look good. Yes, CJ is calling audibles. This offense requires more processing by the quarterback, and you have to do it quickly. Brady could not move, but he could process with the best of them, pre and post snap. Yep. J Mac, in the immortal words of the great Negro poet Young Jeezy, what's understood don't need to be said. Alexis says Texas fans being patient. Laughing my ass, please. Right. Abigail says fans are patient. Some media members are not. Some media members got a product that they're trying to sell, that they're trying to push. So, whatever the narrative is, sometimes that's what they're trying to push. Not me. All right, let me see. CJ held the ball and took some unnecessary sacks. His footwork was also off last season. All right, Mellow Mike. Mellow Mike says analytics looks for patterns and trends. The coach looks for technique and form. Yeah, Mellow Mike, that's what we talked about earlier in the show. You got to get here early. That's what we talked about. We already talked about that. Yeah. We talked about that early on in the show. Aaron Rodgers isn't a narcissist. He's just a jerky who was going through withdrawals last season. That man is a narcissist. Because it ain't always falling, Alexis. It's not. Hey, look, y'all see, I'm not shaving. I'm not shaving until I get back home. Why, Larry? Why, Doc? You know what? Hey, invite him on to the Texas on 3 podcast. Invite him on over there. Melvin changed his name. D'Angelo said that vodka kicking in. Tay said, sorry, this the happy hour, not the freaky hour. Hey, man, I love my wife. Just saying. I love mine. D'Angelo says CJ needs to run about 10% more to prevent some of those sacks. Hey, D'Angelo, that's a good thing you brought up. Hold on one second. He is getting out of the pocket more. I like, from what someone said earlier, right, about Tom Brady not being able to, Tom Brady not big on running the ball, so he did a lot of analyze. I think I seen a video the other day where he said he knew Kansas City in the Super Bowl when he was with Tampa Bay. He said he knew Kansas City defensive plays better than they did. He knew their formation. He knew everything about him. He said because he studied. He said because I knew I wasn't going to be able to run, I had to make sure that I was on par with everything else. And so that's what CJ is doing. CJ is using his legs more, and I like to see that. He's making a smart decision on it's not there, pull the ball down and take what you can get. I like that. Dwayne Brown was a beast of a left tackle, no doubt. I hate we lost him to Seattle when we did. Yep. Backstreet Mister? No. I'm not saying. You asked me, am I a Texans fan? No, I'm not. No, I didn't say that. I said I wasn't a Texans fan when and watching them like that. I wasn't watching them like a fan when Dwayne Brown was there. I was watching the Cowboys. Now, if you want to talk about the Cowboys, during Dwayne Brown years with the Texans, we can talk about that. But no, I'm not. Doc says Salon with D. Brown every couple of series until he was ready. Okay. These skills. I'm starting to find, hey, look, I'm starting to find out. I'm starting to find like, wait a minute, hold on now. I thought that it wasn't like that. It's black as I ain't know that. Yeah, I don't know what to expect from him either. I don't know. I'm gonna try to find out now that we're here. Tell you, that was cool as 2 points left, bro. I'm still up by 46. Right, right. You can't talk trash. You gotta point at the scoreboard. Uh yeah, hold on for a second. Can I do this? Nope. Uh I don't know. Hey, here we go. Here we go. Let me do it this way. Hey, Texas Tangents. Email me. Big Sarge Media. BIGSARGE media at yahoo.com. Big Sarge Media. BIGSARGE at yahoo.com. Could somebody be so nice as to drop that into the chat, please? Drop that into the chat, please, so Texas Tangent could get that. Big Sarge Media at yahoo.com, because it's very important that we communicate. It's very important that we communicate. I've got to tell you what Frank said. I have to. Oh, you call Chubby Fingers Nick Chubb. I never shook his hand. I ain't never looked at his hands like that, so I ain't know. Hold on. Don't do that to Melvin. No, Melvin needs to be on the Texas on 3. Exactly. That's like Virginia. Everyone thinks it's country as hell until they hit Richmond and surrounding Pierce County. Then they get that hood fact. Or they go down to bad news. That's what they call it. I don't call it. Hey, look, I don't call Newport News bad news. They call it. That's what they've labeled it. The people from Newport, what is it? Newport News? Hey, I didn't call Newport the bad news. No. That's what they have called it. You can catch Sarge at HK. No, hey, look, these skills. I'm too cheap. Look, I'm about to get ready to get up out of here, but let me tell you this. This is how cheap I am, right? This is how cheap I am. There's a Walmart right down the road. Today, I went to the Walmart and got me stuff to make sandwiches with while I'm here. Got me some water. Got me a couple of snacks. I don't plan on going out to eat until Wednesday. We're doing a whole this media thing at a steakhouse on Wednesday. But other than that, I ain't spending no money on going to these places to eat. I got food at home. I went to the Walmart, and for the amount of money that I'd probably spend on one meal or 2 meals or whatever the case may be, I bought me some stuff to make a sandwich. So I'm eating sandwiches. They give us breakfast in the morning, so I can eat breakfast for free. I eat me some breakfast for free. Then I got my little snacks that keep me through the day. Then when I come back, I have lunch. I have me some sandwiches. And then for dinner, I'll have me some sandwiches. I'm an old man. Catch Sarge at Sugarfoot Cabaret Thursday nights. Hey, look, tell you, when I go in there, Which one I should ask for? Who's your favorites? Which one of your favorites should I ask for? Now, you got way more money than me, so no. Exactly. Bruh man saw it. Hey, got me sandwiches. Got me some sandwiches. I got me some chips. Because you can't eat a sandwich without chips. I don't know how people do that. How the hell you eat a sandwich without chips? That I cannot just eat a plain sandwich. That's horrible. So I got me a sandwich. I got me some chips. They had 2 for $5. I got me some water. I got me them little. Do I have it in my pocket? Hold on. Yep. Look. I got me some homemade Kool-Aid. I got me some water. And I got me them little grape crush packages. And voila, ghetto Kool-Aid. This is ghetto Kool-Aid right here. Water. Don't matter what. Look, I got Sam's water. I don't even drink Sam's water when I'm back home. As long as I got this little good ghetto Kool-Aid right here, I'm good to go. Honey bun. No, I can't eat no honey buns. I can't eat no honey buns. I've cut back way back on my sugar, and so I've been doing good. All right, y'all got to get up out of here because y'all need more content, right? Y'all need me to put more content out so you all can see it. But I'll be back, and thank you for supporting me. I appreciate that. Make sure that y'all are following me on social media. Make sure you subscribe to Texas Tailgate Talk YouTube page because I will be back at practice on Tuesday, and I will be giving you live updates. I'm out.